A strange claim started spreading. MrBeast was supposedly losing half his views. That sounds huge. Then you look closer and the story gets messy fast. Because 80 million views can be framed like a collapse if you compare it to an older video that had years to grow. And that is the part I think people miss. The scary thing is not just whether one massive creator is up or down. The scary thing is how quickly the internet can make a number look like success, failure, proof, or panic, depending on who is holding it. The easy take is, YouTube changed the algorithm. The even easier take is, no, the content is just worse. I don't think either answer is enough. A platform can change what it pushes. A creator can lose momentum. The audience can get tired. Old videos can keep collecting views while new videos are still being tested. All of those things can be true at the same time. And this is where the whole creator economy gets uncomfortable, because a lot of people still act like subscribers are ownership. They are not. A subscriber count is a signal. A follower count is a signal. But reach is something the platform still controls. And once you understand that, the whole game looks less like fame and more like a deal that can change whenever the platform changes the rules. The first problem is how people measure decline. When someone says, this creator used to get 500 million views, now they get 100 million, that sounds dramatic, but it skips a simple detail. Older videos have had more time to grow. A video from years ago has been recommended, searched, clipped, reposted, and rediscovered over and over. A newer video may still be moving, so comparing them like they are the same thing is sloppy. It makes the graph look cleaner than reality. That does not mean the creator is doing better. It does not mean the creator is doing worse. It means the first number people grab is often the laziest one, and the internet loves lazy numbers because they travel fast. This is how a normal performance shift turns into a public trial. One person says, views are down. Another person says, the algorithm killed him. Another person says, he fell off. And suddenly, everyone is treating a thumbnail, a view count, and a hot take like they are a business audit. That is the trap. The number is real. The story people build around it may not be. But the platform part still matters. YouTube is not just a place where people upload videos and wait. YouTube decides what gets shown on the homepage. It decides what appears next. It decides what gets recommended after one video ends. And YouTube itself says recommendations drive a major amount of viewing, even more than search or subscriptions. That matters because creators do not just need an audience, they need distribution. 1 million people can subscribe to you, but if the platform does not show them the upload, that subscriber number does not work the way people think it works. This is the part that makes creators nervous. You can build a huge channel and still depend on a system you do not control. That does not mean YouTube is secretly attacking every big creator. That is too easy. But it does mean the platform has more power than creators like to admit. YouTube says its recommendation system looks at things like watch history, clicks, watch time, likes, dislikes, not interested feedback, and satisfaction surveys. It also says the goal is to help each viewer find videos they want and maximize long-term satisfaction. So when people say, the algorithm changed, the better question is, changed for whom? For the viewer? For the creator? For long form? For shorts? For new channels? For old channels? Because the algorithm is not one magic switch. It is a bunch of decisions about what kind of behavior the platform wants to reward. And when the reward changes, creators feel it immediately. This is why subscriber count can fool people. A big subscriber number feels permanent. It looks like a castle. It looks like safety. But on a platform, safety is weaker than it looks. A subscriber does not guarantee a view. A follower does not guarantee attention. A fan does not guarantee they will see the next upload. That is the ugly little gap in the whole business. Creators build a relationship with the audience, but the platform still controls how often that relationship gets activated. It is like having a giant contact list where someone else decides which messages actually get delivered. That does not make the contact list worthless. It makes it less powerful than people pretend. This is also why smaller creators sometimes feel like the system suddenly loves them. 1 month, nothing moves. Then one video hits the right viewers, people watch longer than expected, and the platform tests it with more people. Now the creator thinks, I finally cracked it. Maybe they improved. Maybe the timing was right. Maybe the system found a pocket of viewers who wanted that exact thing. The danger is thinking the platform is your friend. It is not. It is also not your enemy. It is a machine trying to keep viewers watching and satisfied. That is colder than friendship and more useful than hate. The same lesson shows up on other platforms too. When Instagram removed fake and inactive accounts in May 2026, big public accounts reportedly lost millions of followers overnight. The point was not just that celebrities lost numbers. The point was that some of the numbers people treated like power were not as solid as they looked. That is why public metrics are dangerous. They feel precise. They are not always clean. Some followers are inactive. Some views are old. Some attention is rented for one upload and gone on the next. Some decline is just bad comparison. Some growth is just temporary platform favor. And some success is real but still fragile. This is where people get lazy again. They want one villain. They want one clean answer. YouTube killed the channel. The creator got boring. The audience moved on. The numbers were fake. Sometimes one of those is true. Usually it is a mix. That is less satisfying, but it is closer to reality. And reality does not care if the headline is easier when you remove half the facts. There is another claim that needs to be cleaned up. People often say YouTube stopped paying faceless channels. That is not accurate as a blanket statement. YouTube's official July 15, 2025 policy update was about repetitive, mass-produced, or inauthentic content. YouTube also said this was a clarification of an existing policy, not a brand new ban on faceless content. That distinction matters. A faceless channel can still be original. A creator can use editing, voiceover, research, animation, or AI tools and still make something with real work behind it. The problem is low-effort copying. The problem is mass-produced filler. The problem is channels trying to look like media companies while acting like content vending machines. That kind of content works until the platform decides it makes the viewer experience worse. Then the rule gets clearer. The money gets tighter, the loophole gets smaller, and suddenly people call it unfair because the shortcut stopped paying. This is the part of the creator economy nobody likes to say out loud. A platform will reward cheap attention until cheap attention starts damaging the platform. Then it will punish the same behavior it used to tolerate. That is not morality. That is business. So what should a creator actually do with all of this? First, stop treating every drop as a conspiracy. Sometimes the content is weaker. Sometimes the audience is tired. Sometimes the idea is late. Sometimes the thumbnail misses. Sometimes the video opens badly. And yes, sometimes the platform changes what it pushes. Blaming only the algorithm is too comfortable. It lets the creator avoid feedback. But blaming only the creator is also too simple. It ignores how much distribution is controlled by systems outside the creator's hands. The useful answer sits in the middle. Make better work. Watch the feedback. Do not worship the numbers. Do not ignore them either. If viewers stop clicking, that means something. If they click and leave fast, that means something else. If loyal fans like the video but new viewers do not care, that is a different problem. The market is not always fair, but it is usually saying something. And a creator who refuses to listen because they do not care what people think is not being strong. They are turning off the smoke alarm because the sound is annoying. That is not confidence. That is a bad plan. The bigger lesson is simple. The creator who survives is not always the one with the biggest number. It is the one who understands what the number can and cannot do. Subscribers help. Followers help. A strong brand helps. But none of those fully protects you from a platform shift, a tired audience, a weak idea, or a public story that catches fire before anyone checks it. That is why the smartest creators build in layers. They build better videos. They build direct audience trust. They build teams. They test new formats without chasing every trend. They listen to criticism without letting every random comment drive the car. They understand that the platform can help them grow, but it can also change the rules. And the worst mistake is pretending the current version of the game is permanent. It never is. The platform changes. The audience changes. The reward changes. The creator either notices early or notices after the graph turns ugly.